Hello, good day, and welcome to another episode of Conversation with Anglican, where we talk one-to-one conversation with people who serve in the Anglican community throughout the years. I am Selvyn Kennedy from Grace Anglican Church, New Grant, and today we have another special guest. She is very popular here in Trinidad and Tobago, and maybe also in the Caribbean, and is very familiar face in the Anglican Diocese. Without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the Parang Queen, Miss Marina Malchan. Good day, and how are you today in this rainy weather?
I am all right because I'm inside.
So could you tell the listening public a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Now, with me, I have lots of aspects of myself and my life in a lot of fields, but in the Anglican field, my real name is Marina Malchan, right? I was born in Cedros and I came to live in Superior at the age of 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I used to go to church in Cedros, but at that time, there were not a lot of churches in the country. And the Anglican and Catholics used the same church in Cedros. So the both churches, Anglican and Catholic, they use the same building to keep service. But then I came to Superior at 8 years old. And as an Anglican, I went to the Superior St. Christopher's Anglican Church. And I am there from 8 years until present. Been in the church choir too, from
Yes.
then till now.
And how and when did you become involved in the Parang?
Well, I became involved in the Parang, and the Parang started, you wouldn't believe it was an Anglican thing in Superior. It started because in Superior at that time, they had a group called the Anglican Young People's Association.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this group had to take part in a competition in St. Paul's. And we took part in the competition in Aparima Bowl. And when we came to Superior, the community of the village council wanted to form a choir. And our Anglican choir that we had there, at that time we had about 12 members in the choir. About 12, yes, about 12 members. And we automatically joined the group.
Okay.
And we are talking about, that was about what year, boy? About in the 60s,
Oh, okay. Well far.
around 67, 68, around that kind of time. But I was involved in the Best Village, and through the Best Village group, the Parang group came in. Because Daisy was a member of the group that was formed, and they wanted someone to lead sing. And the man who had to sing couldn't be there, and Daisy said she will try it. And when she decided to try it, she called me in to sing chorus with her.
Oh, okay. And how was it? And
That's how I became a member.
and how you felt being at that time singing and among Daisy time? How was the feeling?
Well, the feeling was good because Superior had a very good group and we won the Best Village more than once. And I
Congratulations.
was there with it. And Adisi was there too.
Yeah.
And then when she formed her Parang group now, leaving up as I automatically joined at the same time when she formed the group. But I joined the group. The group is been 50 years this year. But I joined the group in 1980, formally. That is when I was a Parang group.
Yeah.
So when she sang with Best Village, I was there. Then I left. The Best Village was quiet after that, and the Parang group was formed.
Oh,
It was formed. It was 1972 or somewhere there, if my math's correct. Singing with her all the time, and before she died, she told me that I have a voice, and she'll not be with us next year. I can sing in front.
How does it feel to be the reigning Parang Queen?
It wasn't easy to start because in the beginning I had to get myself familiarized with the language and then learn her songs and all of that. And it was a bit difficult, but I made it through. And the people who taught her and who wrote these songs, I worked with them. And they coached me as to how to do it and what the songs mean and all of that. And then I got more involved in it. So when she died in 1991, I think she died in 1991, when she died, I realized I'm in front, and it was a real drama to get into that, because I am looking at myself, Marina, you singing, yes, you have a good voice, that, but to fill Daisy's shoe because Daisy is so popular and she's so this and that, could you fit yourself into her shoes? And I remember when I did it in Tabaki, I'll never forget that performance in Tabaki, the first night. Everybody wanted to know, well, who going and sing to replace Daisy that night? And I know my group was behind me, the members were behind me, and at that time I had learned 3 songs on my own. Alegria, Sereno, and I think was Lilulai. And that night, when I had to sing those 3 songs, the group was behind me. And I prayed and I asked the Lord to be with me as I went forward. And I sat. And when I realized how the crowd started to behave, everything started to go, I say, well, Marina, if you cross this hurdle tonight, well, then that is it. You have made it, so you can go forward.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I made it. And since then, but that night, if you stick me with a pin, you wouldn't get no blood, because I was seized when I don't sing. First I scared.
Yeah.
So when I sang there and I pleased the crowd and I realized how it went, I said, okay, Marina, you have crossed your first hurdle.
Yes.
And I felt a little bit comfortable then to start to sing and that kind of thing. And then I started to learn songs and all of that after.
Is it possible that we can hear at least one verse of a song while you have it in your mind? The first song you ever sing, if you can remember it?
It's Sereno was the first one. All right. Sereno, Serena. Ese song Sereno de la Maruga. Sereno, Serena. Ese song Sereno de la Maruga. Esa es la casa que yo le decía que al entrar en ella la puerta se abría. Esa es la casa que yo le decía que al entrar en ella la puerta se abría. And we would sing that when you enter. So you know, go to Parang, you sing that by the door. And when you say la casa, you come into the house. Then after you sing that, then they will open the door for you if it's a real Parang.
And I don't think much people know this, they just singing the song, not knowing the meaning, the different meaning in which you do certain things.
Yeah, each verse that you sing, it tells something.
Okay, so for all those who sing in Parang, remember this song, when you're singing it, you have to sing it before you enter the house.
Yes.
Other than Parang, what do you enjoy doing in your spare time?
Well, most of the time, Parang does have me occupied from the month of, let me say, September to December. At the end of the year, well, it does be Carnival. I don't take part in Carnival again, but I took part in all the aspects of Carnival already. Sang with Calypsonians, backup chorus, play Trinidad, Miami, London, Notting Hill, all about. I did all that already. So now I'm relaxed. I like to go to the Calypso shows and go to the Calypso tents. And I like to go to Panorama. I love to listen to Pan. I would go Panorama. My grandchildren and my children, my son and my grandchildren, they involved into the Pan. And I enjoyed that kind of thing at that time of the year. By the time that is finished, it is Easter. I'm involved in the church. And August time is holidays, you relax. I go to Bigo or somewhere. And then after that is Parang. So and that's my year. I'm retired, and that's how it goes.
An annual schedule.
It's a kind of annual kind of schedule.
Yeah. So do you think that Parang is dying or thriving in these times?
No, Parang is not dying. Since there is the schools, parang competition for all the schools in Trinidad and Tobago, maybe. The schools, the children in the schools, there is a primary and secondary, a competition for the primary and secondary schools. As a matter of fact, that was held this weekend, going here Saturday.
Oh, okay. Which school is this?
I didn't take part this year because normally I wish a school that would take part in it. I didn't work with any school this year. Down south here, not any of the schools really took part much. Most of the schools in Central are no part. So with the schools parang from the primary and secondary schools, it is growing. There are lots of schools that will take part, all kind of 30 schools and all of that. They'll take part. And with the children from the primary school, when they go into the secondary schools, they fall into it. And when the secondary schools parang competition is finished, you find these children who like the parang and all of that, they fall into some of the larger groups on the outside.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
A simple example is one of the leading parang groups right now, right? Los Alumnos de San Juan. They started from school, the school in Samo. The ones who are getting older, they form a big group and then they train another younger group in the school. And so it's moving. And that is not the only school. There are other schools too. And some of them fall into other parang groups. Some of them, their parents are into parang groups and they fall into it too. And it's growing and changing too. It's growing and changing because the younger people, they have more ideas, they being more creative. As like you see, they adding pan into the parang, then they have soca parang and all of that. So it's growing. But for me, I like the traditional style and I stick to it and stay with it. Well, parang is our culture. Just like how you look at calypso and all the others. It is our culture. And what you have to do is to get yourself involved into the language. Learn the language, the Spanish language. And if you learn the language and you fall into a group, you would have no problem.
Oh, okay. That's yeah.
No problem. Learn the language, get into music, and get involved. If you're involved from school, well, you could pass it on and continue with it. You have to learn to play an instrument too. There are percussion instruments. You learn to play a quadrille, you learn to play a guitar, you learn to play a mandolin, a box bass, shake a marak, a tambourine, a tok, a rakla. All these little instruments, you learn to play one of them. As long as you have good timing, you can fall in. You got to learn the music and the language.
Decide to ever do anything in Gulf City Mall and those malls?
For years, when Gulf City Mall was new and just opened, we used to sing there every year. Every year we were hired to sing by somebody inside there.
Okay.
And we used to go and entertain people while they're shopping. Since the COVID, the malls close up for that. And right now, people still not taking the chance too much to have it, you know? But I don't know, coming down like now in December and thing, because people are hardly wearing masks and, things are a bit more relaxed. People are more relaxed. Some of the people there might, the people who own the mall and who own the different places, they might want the groups to come and perform and they would hire them to come and perform. Most of the time people say we parent groups are by bars.
Yeah.
And right now, we are getting jobs. Up to this morning, we got a job. People are now kind of, falling in last minute with jobs.
And you just go all over the country, even in Tobago?
All over the country, yes, all in Tobago too. Before COVID, every year we go to Tobago twice the para.
And besides Trinidad and Tobago, are you ever gone out to the Caribbean?
Oh, yes. We have been to St. Lucia. We have been to Miami more than once. We have been to New York more than once. We have been to parts of Venezuela. We have been to lots of places. The group has traveled a lot. I was lucky to be in the group when they traveled most places. The only place I did not go with the group when Daisy was around was Caracas. But I've been to other parts of Venezuela like Carupano, Margarita, and them places. So
Okay. So other than Christmas,
yes,
do you have any other favorite season in the church?
yes, you can sing parang in the church at Easter time.
Easter time, okay.
Easter time is a parang time because Easter time is the Christmas you sing around the birth of Christ.
Yeah.
The Annunciation and the birth of Christ.
Yeah.
For Christmas. And for Easter is the Ascension. So you can sing at Easter time too. Long ago, there used to be competitions at Easter time with the Parang Association, but they have kind of done away with the Easter time. But Parang could be sung at Easter time too. Because most of these songs we sing in Parang, they stem from the Bible with history from the Bible, you know.
Okay, okay.
When the three wise men came and they announced the birth of Christ, that he going to be born, and Mary, the Virgin Mary, and all that story. If you listen to the songs, what they sing at the competitions, especially the Parang competitions, they are all based on the Annunciation and the birth of Christ. You have to sing a song on that. And then any other song in a competition when you go into Parang.
Oh,
So the songs are stories from the Bible. Each song tells a story, and the stories are in the Bible.
yeah.
That was the start of it.
And I think this is what not much people know, because what you
Mhm.
say, if people have this knowledge now, most churches throughout the country would follow the trade and maybe do certain things differently every year.
Mhm.
All right, well,
But
okay.
most of the churches, our group, we belong to the Ladivina Pastora. That's our name, and there is a Ladivina Pastora church in Separia. I'm sure you know that.
Mm-hmm.
And every year at Christmas time, we go and sing for where they at that time they give the elderly hampers and thing on. They have a service that starts at 9 in the Catholic Church, and all the elderly folks in the community and whatnot, they invite them, about 100 people, and they have a prayer and worship, and Father would bless each member of the church that morning. He would anoint every member that morning. And after that, they share hampers and they distribute a meal to the folks, and they give them hampers. And our parent group would go and sing for 1 hour there every year.
Okay, that's very good.
We are invited to sing and we sing.
Yeah. You all ever singing the worship live? You know, you have something called the worship live.
No, that is where with the Anglican Church.
Yeah, I think I saw one day you was singing in the worship live, but he wasn't singing parang. I think it was among the choir. That was
Oh,
earlier this year, I think. That was sometime in June, July.
if they invite us, we sing.
The worship live, right? So I
If
think
they
after hearing
never
this
invite
podcast,
us,
you might, who knows, you might get the invite after they hear this podcast.
we were never invited to sing. Well, in the Anglican Church, I sing in my Anglican Church in Separia here. We
Yeah.
have Father Charles here, and I sing here in the Anglican Church. But once or twice we sang for St. Paul's, but that was way back. But recently we have not been much with the churches,
Okay.
because long ago we used to sing to at St. Clement's.
Yeah.
When Father Griffith was there, we used to be there in his feast every year
Okay.
until he died. So we were a part of his thing. Every year he used to invite us to sing. Our first parang event used to be around that time in there.
Yeah.
As a
Right?
matter of fact, when Father Charles was ordained, we sang in the cathedral there for him. We were represented. If you were to see the video of that, you'll see Lady Vina singing, because Father say, Marina, we all have to come and welcome me in with some parang.
Yeah.
And we were there.
Yes, and I bet you a lot of people enjoyed that. A little different in the way the church had the event. So that was what maybe was a different thing, and people really enjoyed that day.
Yes, I remember singing there for Father Charles.
All right. Well, here the next question. No, the next church question. Do you have a favorite Bible verse?
Yes. I like to say, first, I like to say the Lord is my shepherd. Our Father and the Lord is my shepherd. And my thing is, um, my favorite verse, you see?
Yeah.
The Lord is my light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. In the Psalms, I love the Psalms.
Oh, okay. And what about story? Do you have a favorite Bible story?
Oh, you know them the long Bible stories with Abraham and Isaac and all those stories. I love those stories. Jacob and Esau and that kind of thing. I love those stories. Because when I was small, my father bought those books for us with all those Bible stories. And I love them, and the prodigal son and all of that. I love those stories.
Oh, yeah. You know what? As they say, the book, it had an orange book, a kind of thick, big orange book that had the stories in it. I don't know if you remember, if you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
my book was a big book. It had a picture of Jesus. It had all the Bible stories
Yeah,
in it.
it had a green book too, the book of Bible
Yeah,
stories,
I had
and the green book.
the
Yes.
green I had. The green one. I'd have a nice picture in front, and it have a lot of Bible stories.
Yes. I wonder if they still have them things selling in them bookstore.
But you wouldn't believe, surprisingly, I bought my books like that from the Adventist People Bookstore.
Imagine that.
You know, long ago they used to come around selling the books door to door, and my
Yeah,
father bought it. It's not.
yeah. You have a favorite Bible hymn?
For the amount of hymns I like, the rest is too much. Mortal, invisible, God only wise. You know that one?
Yeah.
I like that song. Real. That is one of my favorites.
I know.
We sang one Sunday in church. I can't remember it. I can't remember all the words right now, boy. Um, God of mercy, God of grace, show the brightness of our face. Shine upon our Savior, shine. I like that one too. Thy hand, O God, has guided. Thy strength from age to age. I like that one too.
All right. And you are giving more than one, but that is very good. Um, is there something in your bucket list that you would like us to know that you never did and you always wanted to do?
What I want to do is write down my real history, a book on myself, and all that I did before I leave. And maybe I wrote two songs in English from the Bible, and I have to translate it and try to sing it, get a tune and thing for it. Compose two songs, compose a song, and write my own story before, my whole
Yeah.
story.
Well, in conclusion, um, we all look forward for your continuous support, and I thank you again for this interview we did. Even though I know you're in a tight schedule, I thank you very much.
Okay, it was a pleasure being here. To all you Anglicans, listen to La Divina Pastora Parang Group. I'm the lead singer, and you'd always hear me singing there. Anything most of the Anglican churches have, they have it. Sometimes I on it and I sing in the church. Sometimes if I go to St. Paul's, Michelle will tell me come to the choir and that kind of thing. So I am around, and I guess most Anglicans know me because I'm in the Mothers Union and all of that. So listen to me and enjoy, especially this season, the Parang season. Enjoy what La Divina Pastora have to offer.
And you hear this, Trinidad Tobago. Thank you again, and you keep up the good work. Keep on supporting and the fellowship throughout the Anglican diocese and throughout the country of Trinidad, Tobago, the Caribbean, or the world. Okay, and thank you again for your
Okay.
services.
Alegria.
And people, do not forget to follow the Anglican Outlook on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Stay tuned and God bless. Bye bye.